Good morning and welcome to another video from the Busy Bee. I have decided to do myself a new quilt, and this time I'm going to use it from scraps, but instead of my usual scrappy quilt which I've featured in my previous videos, I've decided to do one that's actually made of blocks with a white background. So it doesn't actually look scrappy, but I aim to use up my scraps. There's all my scraps. I've got a great big massive mountain. There was 2 boxes worth there. And while I'm doing that and I'm colour coding and sorting out into colour blocks, I should be watching the Rookie. So that'll keep me occupied while I'm standing here doing a boring job like sorting. This pattern was available for $10 originally. It's now gone down to $5.95. which is equivalent to about £3.50 in the UK. So, and there's a tutorial with it as well. So, an hour later, and I've got some piles big enough for 2-inch squares or strips. There is a full box left for crumb quilting there, really small pieces. Over the other side by the window, you probably can't see too much, are all the bits that have got nothing to do with cotton. So I've just thrown them all over there, and I should be putting them away or throwing them away. And now I've got I'm still watching the Rookie, and I've got my ironing board set up, and now we're going to iron them into piles of colour. The colours I've got so far are all the blacks, pinks, reds, and that's right at the end, mauves and purples, so I should probably be splitting them up. Then we've got the greens. Then we've got the yellows, then we've got blues, and then we've got browns and beiges and things. Again, I should be ironing all these, putting them into piles, into what colours I want them to go into the block. So that's the next stage done. So that's where we are now. They've all been sorted again and ironed. So in the box we've got browns, blues, greens and yellows. Then we've got pinks, blacks, reds and purple and mauves. So basically I've got 8 possibility of blocks. So the next stage is now to look for any white fabric that I've got. So there was a problem with the pattern, so I got in touch. I emailed Missouri Quilt, and they've now put all the patterns correct. I can't give you the measurements of the patterns, obviously, because it's not my pattern. It's Missouri Quilt pattern. It's only £3 something in the UK, so it's quite cheap, and you've got it forever. So if you wish to do this, then that's where you download it. This is a mock-up of the one of the squares, because it takes 4 of these in each corner plus the middle one. So that was a mock-up I did of just some scrap, so I can just make sure that that's when I realised the pattern was wrong and I put it right. So I know that's what this square at the bottom is wrong, so ignore that. It was just me trying to get the 9 patches, because it's basically each corner is a 9 patch. So that was that. This is the latest purchase I've had, so that makes it easier to cut all these squares and things out. So on a turntable, just keep turning it round and cutting. So that was what I treated myself to do this pattern with. And these are all the colours, and I've cut into squares ready, and then I've got all the corresponding fabrics that I haven't used in a box, so I can just reach out for them. I know where they are if I need any more of the same colours. And this is grunge, and I wanted a white background, and I thought I'd treat myself to some grunge, because it's I think it's about £14 a metre, and I've always liked grunge. And this is called paper white. Well, I expected it to be white. Well, it's like a cream colour. Now I'm not sure whether the grunge is actually showing up, but it's obviously just slightly different colours in different areas, in different places. Anyway, I don't mind ivory or cream or whatever you want to call it. It's like an off-white, so I don't mind using that. If it's all a scrap quilt, they'll all go together anyway. All the colours will go together. So there you go. So Now it's just a matter of starting to follow the pattern and put the 4 corners and make a block, and then I'll come back and show you what the block looks like. So as you can see, this is what I've done so far, and I've done a grey block and a red block, and they make fantastic large squares. As you can see, it's I think about 16 inches, I think, if not bigger than that. 20-inch block. So absolutely loving it. It's going together like a dream. Love half square triangles, and I love the pinwheel in the middle as well. There's one there and there's one there, and as you're going along, you've always got half square triangle to the left. I'll probably use them maybe as pinwheels in the border. Who knows? Let's see how many I've got left at the end. Obviously I can't give you the measurements, and I'm not going to stay with you all the way through this quilt. So what I should do is, the next time that you see this quilt, it will be finished. So it could be in a few weeks or a few months. It all depends how quick I get it done. But this is a project I'm working on at the moment. And well, I hope this inspires you to have a go. The pattern is on sale at the moment. Missouri Quilt Company, the antique lace pattern, and it's the half square triangles are easy, and it's going together absolutely fantastic. And if you love chain piecing, there's lots of chain piecing. I'm doing my squares separately, but if you watch the tutorial on YouTube that Jenny doing it, then you'll see where she does strip cutting. So it's your choice. I'm using up scraps, and that's why I've chosen to put all my scraps in colour, so I can do different colour squares as I'm going along. So obviously then all you have to do is 3 blocks across and 4 down, and you've got a decent sized quilt. But I'm hoping to go a little bit bigger, and I should just continue just to keep sewing and sewing and sewing until I think it's big enough. A couple of borders and you've got a double or a king size quilt. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed watching this little tutorial on inspiration for you to get quilting. Have fun.